All right, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back in the world of Boridil, the Ruination of Boridil. And today's session, we've got Lloyd out. He is out of town right now, so his internet connection is like super shoddy. And then I just updated the Foundry server, and I'm running into a lot of bugs. But I updated it, I think Monday, one of those two, and I thought everything would be, working perfectly, but I was wrong. So luckily I've got backups of everything. So what I'm probably gonna do is like take those backups and redeploy them on the old server, because I should be able to do that. I'm pretty sure I've got everything saved perfectly. It's just gonna take probably like an hour or two to figure out like where everything needs to go and any other general settings I gotta do. But that does not matter. What does matter is that the session is going to begin.
Washington.
My grandma used to call it Washington.
Washington. I know I need to.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna be going to a Renaissance fair and stuff.
You should go as Dr. Thorpe.
I agree.
Dude, I would.
Just a suit and tie.
just a suit and a striped suit.
People be like, this is a Renaissance fair. It's like, have you ever played D&D? I could.
And Gerald shows up as
Agent J. He's like,
all looking at him. He's like, "Hell, y'all looking at?"
That
I would like
great.
one of those turkey legs, please.
Okay. So let's see. Last time we left our heroes, you guys had just made it into, or you had just finished up fighting off a group of Sharkin who had boarded the vessel that was taking you from Port Namat to Bleakbell. All of you are going to Bleakbell for various different reasons. The only really common goal is to get there. So after you defeat the Sharkin, a couple different things happen. Our good friend Ricard ends up being confronted by Lloyd about his use of magic in the arcane, and they had a pretty decent conversation, I would say. The understanding is that Ricard has to, by the law of the Inquisition, report that he has found an unregistered mage in transit to Bleakbell, and that he seems pretty powerful. And from what he was told is he's got a couple things to follow up on and report to Gower the next morning, which Lloyd answered truthfully. And the final warning that Ricard had given Lloyd as you guys had departed the boat was that they are sending someone. He doesn't know when, he doesn't know where they plan to find you guys, specifically Lloyd, but there is somebody in transit to apprehend Lloyd, essentially. So, that was what happened with that whole part. Three-Toed Jim found or figured out what those rings did that the Sharkin were using. And essentially they give you the ability to breathe underwater as well as to avoid being moved against your will by so much. Other than that, no other properties could be found on the ring. I believe him, Kai, and Trina are the ones that attune to it. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on your character sheets. Cool. So, yeah, you guys are the ones tuned to those rings. So, it should be the updated one if you take a look at it. And it should tell you the full It prevents you from moving, as well as giving you the ability to breathe underwater. I don't remember all of the RP that happened because I was in and out taking care of Rosie. But nonetheless, you guys made it to Bleakbell in one piece. The ship was quite damaged from the anchors that had tried to pull it under the current of the ocean. So they were planning on staying in port for a little while, probably an extra day or so, to make sure that they're repaired before heading out. Even though they were warned by that tentacled creature that the minions of Dagon require sacrifices, and that now that they have your scent, your being the crew, everyone on board that ship rather, they will be looking for it on its passage back. So the captain hoped that perhaps maybe you guys would be hireable when they leave port, and that you guys would come and help to protect the crew and the ship from any further damages or their immediate death. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how long it takes for everybody to be satisfied with Bleakbell. So as you guys get off of the ship, we'll go ahead and head on to the map of Bleakbell, because that's where these tokens lie. You guys are met with this gentleman. He came up looking for members of the Inquisition, which he essentially unknowingly flat identified all of you as members of the Inquisition, even though it's only Ricard. And he offered to show you the way to the tavern. Once you got to the tavern, you were given 2 rooms to share between the 5 of you. And I believe Dr. Thorpe was the only one that put any money towards it. And it was rather steep, actually. Let me see, I think I put everything somewhere. But, yeah, so Dr. Thorpe covered the charges for the inn, and you guys had left in order to go take a trip to the general store. And after you had heard something about a woman that lives not too far away, but she lives in the woods. Her name is Shaggy Vanessa. Three-Toe Jim piped up and said, "We need to go see her." And when I say we, I mean I need to go see her. That is the whole reason I came here, and that is exactly where I will be going first. Right after the general store, of course. As you guys left the inn, on the back of Seymour, Three-Toe Jim was heading down the road, and one of the members of the town was essentially leaning on a quarterstaff and staring at the ground. And when he heard the pitter-patter of Seymour, he turned around and very aggressively told you guys to back away, not to come through here, find a different route, or to just leave because you're outsiders, which Three-Toe Jim was not in the mood for this type of talk or his tone, and ended up throwing his stick, which Seymour caught and brought back to him. And without doing anything harmful to the gentleman, Three-Toe Jim went around a different way, leaving him to continue to gawk at the worms that were in the ground, essentially just, tilling the soil or whatever it is that worms do. As you guys were heading in the back roads towards the general store, you saw a group of children that were playing in the dirt. And because of your curiosity, you went to go see what they were doing, and they were burying a cat that had been dead for quite some time by the looks of it, and was infested with maggots. Maggots and worms, rather. And one of the little girls, Rel, was forced by the other children to eat one of the worms, which she did with hesitation, of course, but she still did it nonetheless, and afterwards began to vomit a copious amount of worms into the hole that they were digging for the cat. They then proceeded to bury it, and the kids noticed Kai's sword and asked to purchase it for 50 gold pieces, which Kai denied because he needs a sword. But the children claimed that they would need it so that they could hunt a deer. And Kai said that if you want, I can hunt the deer for you instead so that I can keep my sword and you can get what you want and we can work together. And the children agreed, and they said that they would steal a pearl from the pearl farms that are ran by one of the prominent women of this town. And they would, if Kai hunts the deer for them, they will get the pearl and they can meet back at this location the next morning. And that is where we ended the session. So you guys are essentially like right here where I pinged. The children were digging and stuff back in this little back area of all these houses. So as the children all kind of like scatter and scurry away, what does the party wish to do? Continue on to the general store?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's my vote.
Kai went his own separate way. He went to go towards the direction the kid told him where to go hunt the deer at.
Okay. And then does I'm pretty sure Three-Toe Jim, are you going to the general store, or are you accompanying Kai since they're heading towards
I'll go
Shaggy?
with Kai.
Okay. So we will start with
Hey,
you folks.
that's cool, Kai.
That's fine. But the reward is definitely mine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you guys end up heading towards the general store, Trina and Thorpe. And let's see. Let me get this. This should work. Beautiful. So I'm gonna just bring you two to this page. Hopefully.
I'll just straight up get angry and cleave this deer for you, man.
Hey, let's work for me.
Just throw a throwing axe from 60 feet away. Boom,
That would
headshot.
work. Did it pull you to the shops tab?
It did not.
Let me try it this way then. I'll just bring everybody.
Alright.
So you should see under general, you should see just a little commoner token. I'm pretty sure this module still works. So as you walk in, it's a pretty small establishment. There's not a whole lot in terms of like random gear. Most of it is going to be things that are going to be useful in sort of like a fisher's town. And then there are also different assortments of food items that they have that might not be on his sheet. But you should be able to double click his token and see the things that were randomly generated for this shopkeep.
Alright, let's see. Here, let's say here. Alright. Oh.
So as you guys walk in, the shopkeeper is currently just putting out different items and sort of tidying up the place. Outsiders, did you all just come in on boat? Or did you travel on foot?
We came by boat.
At this time of year, it's very risky. The storms are usually worse right before the first winter. Going on, Jan Rasil? How have we
This is our
been?
first time here, so I guess we didn't really quite understand the issues with weather, but we just wanted to explore the town.
So
Explore your
as you
country.
are saying that, he comes over and he's like looking you up and down. You all look quite strong. That might be why you were able to make through the storms. Did you have storms? Were there any issues
No.
on the water?
We ran into some shark pirates.
And he kind of looks at you, kind of in disbelief. He's like, there are no shark pirates.
Well, there are, but that's fine.
I begging
Oh,
your
shit,
pardon.
you're
There
right.
there aren't any shark pirates. I've traveled up and down that route to Port Namat to get goods for my store. I do lack the necessary capital to fill it to the brim, but I've never seen shark pirates before. And I've been doing this for decades. Decades, I say.
Don't I have one of the shark teeth? I think I do.
I would think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
Yeah,
it out
I would
and
have one
show
as
it to him.
So you caught a shark. Very
Shark
nice.
pirate.
No. There's nothing about that tooth that shows me that it's a shark pirate. They do not exist.
We'll just have to agree to disagree then, but
He
I'd
puts
be
his
wary
hand on your shoulder
the
and looks
water.
at you. There are no shark pirates. Oh, no. You have to believe me.
I don't.
I look to Trina. I think he wants you to keep quiet.
Okay.
Anyway,
There
sir.
are no shark pirates, agreed.
Yeah, sure. So, what do you have for sale here?
I asked that there are no shark pirates. Agreed? And he's looking at Trina.
Okay.
There are no shark pirates. Is this true? Or not true?
I
He
kind of
gets
look at.
He gets a little closer to you, very uncomfortably close for being a stranger. He's definitely in your bubble. There are no shark pirates.
I'm gonna back up,
I step in front of Trina.
and then Beltran's gonna look really pissed.
I step in front of Trina.
That woke
looking
up
at the guy.
Rosie.
And look at him.
He looks at you, Dr. Thorpe, for a second, and then like peeks over your shoulder. Please. There are no shark pirates, correct?
There are no shark pirates.
Oh. And he looks like he's relieved. He's like, thank God. Oh. I can't believe that you would even bring up such a proposition. And he goes and starts pacing around the shop, biting his nails. Obviously agitated at what maybe you just brought up. He's like, there.
I'm
yes,
gonna
they
look
were
at Thorpe while
Never.
he's doing that.
never for real.
Yeah, I shoot a smirk while still like looking in that guy's direction. And then look at Trina. Well then, perhaps we should see what he has and keep going.
And he's walking around. He's like, and there were storms? Yes, there were storms, right? On your way here?
Yes, heavy rain.
Good. Oh, good. Things are normal then. Yes, that's good. Yes, come in. come in, please. Browse my wares. It's not much for a small town like ours, but every purchase that you make does help me to procure more goods in the future. All reasonably priced and very useful in certain times of need, I assure you. And if perhaps you need provisions, yes, everyone needs to eat, right? You need to eat, sir, good sir, you need to eat.
If you happen to have any ingredients for cooking.
I have plenty of ingredients. Do you need herbs or perhaps meats or grains? Maybe vegetables. And he goes to the back and just starts to scurry through a bunch of stuff. Oh, yes, this will do. Ah, yes, that too. This would be wonderful. And he bags it all up.
Let me buy you some cinnamon and cloves as thank you.
Oh, well, if you'd like, it's fine.
He ends up
I
putting
gift
a
him
bunch
the
of
cinnamon
random
cloves I just
ingredients. And I think I have to move it from your sheet to his, so I will do that real quick. But he bags up a bunch of random ingredients and comes up and says, hopefully this is everything that you're looking for. It is a variety of the things that we do have.
Yes, it is fine. I do appreciate it.
Yes, and we appreciate your business. Yes, thank you very much.
And, how much?
He looks at the bag, and then he looks at you, and then he looks at the bag. He's like, and he pulls the bag back towards him. Do you mean to take this from me?
No, I mean how much for the ingredients I'm willing to pay.
And he kind of holds the bag, and you can see that he kind of tightly clutches it. He's like, you want to take away my food and livelihood? There's no price
Sir,
I can
are you
put on
okay?
that. I cannot give you this. This is what I feed my family. I can't give you this food. You'll have to pry it from my dead hands, I dare you. He backs away, and then he pulls out a dagger, and everything else you may buy. But this is not for you.
Interesting. Thorpe puts his hand like on his chin, like just observing the man, and like reading his body language.
He's very aggravated.
Sir,
He
are
obviously
you okay?
is terrified at the situation. He feels incredibly threatened from what you can see with the beads of sweat rolling down his forehead and stuff. But there's definitely a change in his demeanor from time to time. And after you study him for a moment, and Trina says for like the third time, "Are you okay?" He blinks for a couple seconds. Oh, yes, I think this would do you just fine. Perhaps 3 golds worth of rations and food and different ingredients for you, sir. And he comes towards you, Dr. Thorpe, and extends the bag and an open hand.
I look at Trina and then look back at him while pulling out 3 gold, pulling out 5 gold, and put in his hand.
And as you put the gold, he gives the bag, and he turns around and looks at it. He's like, "Are you trying to rob me?" And you hear him clench his fist and turn around, and he is scowling at you. "Do you think that's a fair price?
Well,
Look at
Thorpe,
you
let's
with
just
your
go.
tailored suit, and you can only afford this? Surely you do not mean to starve my children and my family? I beg you.
Well-
I need double."
Sir, where is your family currently?
I believe they're all out and about. I do not keep tabs on them while I'm at my shop. How am I supposed to feed my family with this, though? I beg you. You are stealing from the mouths of babes. I require 5 more gold pieces.
I I feel like you are running game on me.
I do not understand your meaning. And he puts a hand on the hilt of his dagger. 5 gold pieces or I'll alert the authorities.
Sir, we gave you 5.
Just gave you 5.
5 more. This is robbery. I don't believe why you would steal the bag from my hands. Hand it back if you're not going to pay. Take your gold.
The smile leaves Thorpe's face, and then he does smile again after that. Fine. Closes his eyes and then pulls out another 5 gold.
And he snatches it from you when you offer it to him. And I say, next time you visit my shop, things might be a little pricey based on your ways of business. And as he turns around and goes towards the table, he puts the gold coins and he starts to count it. Oh, but sir, you've obviously paid way too much. And he takes 3 coins away. Please, everything does help, but this is way too much. We do not require charity. I do not want to persuade you at not using my shop in the future. So, here. And he starts to try to hand you 3 gold.
You keep it. We're gonna go.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you both. Your business has been greatly appreciated. And he's got a large smile on his face, and he takes the 3 gold as well as the other 7 that he left on the counter and starts to shovel it into his hand and proceed behind the counter to put things away. And please, come back. I'm due to have a supply shipment in the next day. When the next ship arrives, they should have more cargo for me, which means more things for you to purchase. We hope to see you.
And Thorpe nods, still with a smirk on his face, and looks at Trina and like smile goes away, and then he like walks out the shop.
Okay. As you guys walk out the shop and take a couple paces.
God damn it! They robbed us! Those heathens!
Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I like stepped outside of my room and shouted.
That was
Actually, really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back just to hear it. I want to know how it sounded.
Yeah.
As you're walking away, you hear
Oh man.
you hear something hit the glass of the window of the shop. And as you turn around to look, if you do, you see him glaring at both of you with one hand on the glass window. And if you are taking a look at him, you can roll a perception check. At least the dice work. And they remained your same ones. That's pretty cool. How did you roll perception for the commoner?
How did I commoner?
What the hell?
Guys, I'm a commoner now.
Oh, did you do... Hold on. Were you clicked on them, and did you use the top buttons? Or did you open your sheet?
I guess I was clicked on them because I had the shop open before, but like...
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
because
if you didn't roll
Okay.
from your sheet, then that explains that. What is Trina's modifier for perception check? Because I'm pretty sure. Oh, it is just a +1. So now you're 15. Or no, it's a +5. So you rolled a 19. So both of you, as you walk away and look back, and he's glaring at you with his hand on the window, you see what looks to be a tiny worm crawling out of his nose and plop onto the floor. and he continues to glare at you until you finally break eye contact, and you can hear him shout again, but he just kind of screams like, "Rah!"
All right, Dr. Thorpe, with your professional opinion, what the hell was that?
I am no expert, but I'm beginning to believe there's a lot of black magic involved.
I do too. It seems like that something was going on with that worm.
Looks similar to what those children were doing.
Mhm.
Perhaps maybe we should pay a visit to Shaggy Vanessa?
I
May
don't
not
know.
have
That
a
was super
choice.
strange. I don't think we have much of a choice, too. I guess we should probably go find the others then. Just tell them what happened.
Indeed. And from the sounds of it, Jim will be heading in that direction anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, perhaps we should head out there then. Very well.
Okay.
Do you need some gold? Because you ended up paying double for what that was.
It is okay. It's part of our travels. I'm willing to...
I'm sorry you had to deal with that crazy.
Well, Miss Trina, I deal with crazy all the time. Pretty used to it at this point.
True, you are stuck with us, so.
Exactly. Well then, I'm surprised you weren't shaken up by that little bit of incident.
Well, considering how much we've all seen in such a short amount of time, that wasn't the weirdest thing we've seen in a while, so. I mean, it was weird, but. Yeah. I guess you could say I've been desensitized to weird things like that.
Alright. So from the sounds of it, you may have a bit of a... He holds up like his 2 fingers, like he's quoting an infection going on around this town.
Mm-hmm. We should be careful with anything we eat or drink.
Look at the bag of goodies that I have in my hand.
We're live.
You have a point. Alright, I still have rations. So, until we can perhaps go to another town or do some hunting, guess we won't be eating whatever they give us.
Okay. So as you guys start heading towards the trail that you were told about to get to Shaggy Vanessa, Three-Toe Jim and Kai, you guys are currently walking down that path, and as it was described before you, you do see a smaller trail that leads off of the main road, as well as in the distance, maybe about 200 feet away down that road, you can see a pack of deer that are currently grazing.
Hey, you have a bow, right?
No, I actually don't.
You have any way to hit something at range?
Mm-mm.
I guess it's a good thing I came along, huh? I hand him a javelin. And say, how close do you think we can get? How far away are we?
About 200 feet.
Alright, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to sneak around and flank them and push them into each other, or just try and get in range and hit them with the javelin?
Honestly, I was just gonna run at them until I hit them.
Oh,
But this actually sounds like a better idea.
That is the most bold hunting strategy I've ever heard. Which one do you like? Oh, also
Let's try to hit him from a range.
we also have Seymour that can flush him.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. So can you bait him to me, or me and Seymour can bait him to you, and you can hit it?
Either way. Or here, how about this? Me and Seymour will go around. I'll take a ranged shot on the other side. If I hit him, great. If I miss him, push him towards you, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
That's fine.
So I'll give you 2 javelins. So I have 2. Say, all right, good luck. And so then me and Seymour kind of go on this 200-foot radius, staying as sneaky, or I guess as I can. Get on the other side from Kai on this pack of deer.
Okay. Easy enough. And the way we are going to do this is a skill challenge, essentially.
Oh, nice.
So the success is 3 successes before 3 failures. You can each do whatever skill or spell or item that you want to use. The DC is going to be set at 14 for each one. Once you use one, you cannot use it again for the same player. So, like, both of you could do a nature check, but you can't do a nature check a second time.
Okay.
So, since it sounds like Three-Toed Jim is taking the initiative, the first bit, what would you like to do to start off the skill challenge?
I would say use an animal handling check with Seymour to flush them out.
Okay.
And see if I'm able to, like, get him to herd correctly.
All right. So, you get within... or you get to the opposite flanking position of Kai, and you start telling Seymour, all right, here's the plan. And you go ahead and roll a animal handling.
I clicked it. It's probably going to come over in a minute. I can try clicking it again.
Also, real quick, how do we open a sheet? Because I'm clicking my character and it's not opening it.
Yeah, I think Foundry might have Okay.
Oh, Brady, I don't...
Click
I'm...
the skull up in the top, Gerald, and then there's a players folder, and then you can get to your character sheet from there.
Is it because
Right, that's what
tokens
I'm
are on
doing,
this
and
page?
it's not and it's not doing anything.
It might
Weird.
be that Foundry, for whatever reason, lost connection, which is very unfortunate. So try reloading, even though it'll take, like, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll because I have a separate called. Yeah, I should
did
be
see
able
that
to.
it lost connection, so...
Okay, yeah, that's probably what happened then. So, what I will do is I have a backup of the old Foundry server. So what I'll do is probably download that and replace it and revert back to the old version until they make it a little more stable. Yeah, that so far it's been more issues than it should be. That's for sure. Very unfortunate. Very frustrating.
Uh-oh, 502 bad gateway.
Oh,
Host error.
yeah, I got that too. Well, that's unfortunate.
Roll 20.
Yeah, because I have everything prepared on there.
You should be double prepared, man.
Nah. You have a pair of dice by you, right?
I always have a pair of dice. Actually, it just let me load in.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I'm still trying to join. I'm gonna reload it though.
There's a D20 everywhere. I'm just kidding. But I also have an app on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Yeah,
I can lie. Natural 20. I'm just kidding.
could...
I'm loading
Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm loaded in now as well.
So when we first started playing, or like when you invited me to play online and do Roll20, I thought it was just like I didn't know it had any of the dice, and I thought we were gonna be like on video or like trusting each other's real dice rolls, and like this is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah. Now, luckily, they've got all that handled, so...
I do love rolling the real dice when you're rolling
Oh,
high
yeah, we go.
damage. You throw like 10d6 down, kill your entire party.
And you just, yeah, hear all the clank, 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 and it takes like 5 minutes for everything to
To
settle.
add them up, yeah, and then you have to add them and forget the modifiers.
Yep. Oh, wonderful times. All right, I'm back in. That was weird. So yeah, there's definitely issues with the current version. So I will be reverting back. I'm downloading my backup right now.
You take
Actually,
backups daily.
No, I do. So I do a backup of the Foundry's, like all the Foundry stuff, the day or after the sessions. And then I do a pie image the days before the sessions.
Kind of grab.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm connected.
I'm still on like a gray screen.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the issues, is that it stays on the gray screen for a bit.
Alright, guess I'll just let it do its thing for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I noticed I can't even type in the chat. That is the weirdest thing. But yeah, if you haven't reloaded, definitely go ahead and refresh the page. And then what I'm gonna do... This should only need this. This. Alright, Kirsten's back in. Apologize about this, guys. I didn't anticipate all this connectivity issues and stuff.
My God, Brady, goodness, Brady, what's your problem? Triggered.
Yeah. Why do you update shit moments before the session? Think, Brady, think!
Think.
I feel like we're all guilty of doing that at some point.
Oh no, I definitely did that on that one shot.
I always do that with my sound.
I mean, granted, I updated on Monday and things were fine. But yesterday was when I started like activating all the modules and stuff, and that was not fine. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm just sitting on this gray screen.
You might need to
refresh again.
Refresh again.
Yeah, we've been hanging too long.
Okay.
Well, no, you're good, Kirsten. You're in.
Oh, well, I was still on the gray screen though too.
Hmm.
It says game pause.
Yeah, if you have a dice roller, you can use it. I'm opening your sheet now so I can get your modifier. Oh.
Well, it says bad gateway now.
Hmm. That's not good. Let me restart the pie.
I'll be right back.
Oh boy. Let me see. Probably not even the pie. It's probably literally just the what's it called? Do this real quick.
We'll reload it again.
Sorry, everyone. We're having a lot of technical differences. So
Dun, 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 dun.
technological differences. Hey, Gerald, how you doing on Guilty Gear?
Oh, I'm alright.
All right, cool. I need to spank that bum whenever you're ready.
Bro, Anji is fucking
Alright.
OD, dog. I can't stand that man.
Dude,
My mod was 5.
He's
Got
Anji and Maze are my bane of my existence right now. And he
Level
knows.
13.
yeah, I
You roll
know.
a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Souls are like literally, they just hit so damn hard.
Bunga bunga. I guess can I roll the dice in the Discord with the dice roller?
Yeah, that'd be fine too.
Alright, I'm in here right now. So what would I roll?
Well, so the animal handling check with a 15, that is a success. So Three-Toed Jim gets near Seymour and whispers him the plan, and then he shouts a command, and Seymour starts to run. And as he gets probably 50 feet from the deer, he starts to bark and he starts to zigzag from left to right, essentially forcing them to go straight towards you, Kai. So as they start to run towards you, they're getting closer and closer. 100 feet, 50 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet. What does Kai want to do?
I guess, can I just roll an attack?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it getting close? Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go ahead and attack one.
I'm pretty sure Kai has he's got his proficiency modifier, which is +4 right now. And then he's got probably at least a +3. So it should be a +7.
So don't roll like a 3, because I don't think their AC is gonna be very high.
Okay, so what would I type? Just roll what?
Just roll 1d20.
Just roll a d20? Okay. And you said you'll just add my modifier?
Yeah. 7 plus 7 is 14, which is enough. So as one of them comes by, you go ahead and you take your sword and you slice the side of one of the deer, causing it to essentially like tip over and fall, but get up like all deer do and continue to run. But after it gets about 50 feet away from you, it starts to limp. So one more success to bag this in the books. Either one of you may take the initiative to do a final test.
Do you want to do it?
Sure. Oh, I'm in, by the way. I just got in. Can I have followed the deer on their way to Kai and try and wrestle one to the ground with an athletics?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, since I'm in, but the game is paused. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah. So
I'll
the
try
game
doing it
being
from my
paused
sheet, if
shouldn't
not.
do anything. I think the pausing only does something with like
I
movement.
can't open my sheet.
Am I the only one not
So
in?
I know my. Oh shit! It went. Everything started working like right now. So I'll do athletics.
Yeah, this is almost like the AOL days.
So yeah.
Except it's not screaming in your
Dang,
ear.
Kyle.
Man, look at those high rolls.
Oh, it's okay. Kevin's got that
That's
handled.
literally how it sounds, though.
All right, Gerald, it's up to you.
What did you roll?
A 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as Jim starts to run, much like he did with the shark in, he's like, ah! He takes a dive towards the deer, which is able to, by pure luck, stumble and cause Jim to completely miss the deer. And as he scrambles to try to grab the deer's leg, the deer is able to hop away. So that's 1 fail, 2 successes. Kai, what do you do?
Finish him.
So I can't do another attack, can I?
Correct.
Okay, can you tell me what I'm proficient in?
No, because I'm not in.
Oh, you're not in either? I don't even know. So I want to say,
I would guess you'd be athletics if you're a fighter, right? Or what are you? I don't even know.
He's a paragon.
yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I have like no idea what I'm proficient in. But I know my main stat is dexterity, so. And I want to say I'm good in acrobatics, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, hey, I'm loaded in.
Yeah, same. Everything's popping in slowly but surely.
Okay. Let me see something. I might be able to know what I am. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, take your time, because yeah, the pie is taking a dump, it seems. And I really don't think it's the pie, because I was able to log into it straight away. So it's definitely the Foundry server, for whatever reason, taking a shit.
Don't they know that the Ruination of Boridil is streaming tonight?
Probably not.
Apparently you have all the views, remember?
Only for that one video, and I haven't gotten anything else since then. You are proficient in acrobatics, as well as survival.
Eee. Okay,
Unless you want to also try to persuade the deer to stop.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna do acrobatics, I guess, and see if I can like jump up onto a tree and just like jump on it.
Okay. Go ahead, and if you're able to roll it in your character sheet, go for it. Otherwise, roll the d20 plus 8.
Yeah, it's not letting me do anything, so I'll do it in the thing. So I'll do a roll 1d20
plus 8.
plus 8.
All right,
24.
Yep. So you run after seeing three-toed Jim take a dive and eat complete shit. You run and you start to jump from branch to branch, and at one point you get to where you're ahead of the deer, and you wait for a moment. When the deer finally stops, looks behind it to see if Jim is there, and you jump down and you plow right into the deer, taking it down and making it yelp in pain as you finally take its life from it, as the wound that you had created with your sword comes open, and a lot of the intestines and other soft tissue organs start to pour out of this poor deer. Skill challenge successfully completed. Good job, gentlemen.
Yay!
Yeah, just yelled, gotcha.
So as you take down the deer, this is a perfect time for Trina and Dr. Thorpe to just catch up to you guys. So you guys are watching as this deer is kind of just sitting there, and you're looking and you're like, that is wonderful. And then all of a sudden Kai jumps out of the tree, tackles the deer, and you see blood and guts start to just pour out of this poor thing, and it cries out as its life fleets before its
I run up
eyes.
and scream out of the corner and chop the head off the deer.
Ah! Chop. The deer is definitely dead.
Yeah, I was like, as all that's going on, you just hear me and you hear and see whoever's close to me. The eyes roll to the back of my head, and then I start talking in a different tongue. But basically, I'm saying your soul is mine.
And
Oh.
upon like seeing all this going down, like Thorpe just has his hand on the strap of his bag
Oh, there we go.
and just just like puzzled, like, charming. Huh. Interesting.
That's not normal, is it? I don't think that's normal.
And Shopkeep having a worm coming up his nose is also normal.
I think I'm in.
I just typed out what Kai had said.
Oh, did it not show in the language or no?
It should. Oh, for me it does. But I don't know.
I don't see what Brady wrote.
Do you
Yeah,
see
maybe.
what Gerald?
I see
Oh,
test
okay.
and then the funky stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
see that.
But I reloaded because mine still said game paused.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, game pause just means that yeah, game pause doesn't matter except for movement
okay.
of tokens. But yeah, they don't understand what you say, Kai. So after that split second of your eyes rolling back and you saying that, you then come back and you look at the deer. You're not covered in its blood and guts, but your hands are definitely, I wouldn't say soaked in blood, but they've definitely got deer blood on them.
I'll assume at this point now we're still like walking up to them.
Correct. But as you do get to them and you approach, you are able to see that they were successful in catching the deer that they, or at least that, what's his name? Kai was going to get for the children.
Huh. That was quite the interesting display, gentlemen.
Yeah, we have a particular set of skills.
I see. And you are quite special indeed, as I look at Kai.
If you haven't noticed before, but after coming out of it, his eyes are now officially red. They were once brown and they are now red.
Like the irises?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Lord.
Interesting.
I see you too are a man of anger. Are you
Well,
doing okay over there, buddy?
So Kai's still looking at his hands. Uh, with the blood on it. And also you guys also see that with the blood on his hands and stuff like that, you see it kind of like, I guess, sizzling and evaporating from his hands.
Kai. Buddy. Little fella.
He ignores you.
Thorpe kind of like tilts his head and is like looking Kai like up and down, like with his just his eyes alone. Interesting.
It's just a deer. Everything's gonna be okay. Let's go say hi to our rusty friend.
Yes. Shaggy, Vanessa.
Oh, that's right, Shaggy.
Well then, if you two are done here, I guess we will continue to move then. And Thorpe just continues walking.
How far on this trail are we?
You're probably like within 1,000 feet of the town.
Oh. Should we yell at the kids to come get their damn deer?
Do as you wish.
They don't want it till later.
Oh. Do you want to take it with us then?
That's not going in my bag of holding.
I mean, I'll carry it. I don't really care.
Kai goes to Thorpe and asks him, do you know how to make this thing a little less kind of like point to like a blood trail and all that? Like clean this up a bit, since you're good with cooking?
I could cook the venison, but don't you need it for those children?
Yeah, but I don't want all this blood all over the place.
Well, I'm talented with cookery, but I'm not that talented.
Yeah.
Can't. But I'd look at Trina. Are you able to, what would you call it? Prestidigitate?
Yeah, I can press to digitate it, but still be blood everywhere.
I'm gonna go over and break off, like, the tibia and fibia and give it to Seymour.
Okay.
Here, enjoy some succulent marrow.
Jim goes to one of the legs and he picks one up, sort of examines it, picks the other up, examines it, picks up the third leg, snaps it in half, and rips all the tendons and sinew, and as it comes off, he tosses it, and Seymour jumps, grabs it, and starts to chew. Very, very happy Seymour.
I think he deserves a little bit of the reward.
Well, did the children confirm that they need all of the deer?
Well, we can always get another one.
That is true.
Yeah, they just said they needed a deer.
I think if they're missing a hoof and a piece of bone that doesn't have any meat on it, they'll be fine.
Pity. Would like to have some meat for us to eat. Me and Trina ran into a bit of a weird predicament back at the store. weren't able to get everything I needed. I guess once we finish this little meeting with Shaggy Vanessa, perhaps we could grab that meat.
Okay.
All right, very well. I guess we should continue moving then. I guess you will be carrying that, Jim?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. And then I start walking.
I would
Okay.
say you probably don't see much of me underneath this deer.
It just looks like a
It's
floating.
like the legs hanging down.
It's almost
It's
like
just
he's
like a
wearing a sheet, and it's just the deer with
Yeah.
its tongue hanging out, and blood dripping from the leg that he just tore off, and
and
It's kind of like floating and bobbing up and down 3
Yeah, it's
feet
kinda-
off the ground.
kind of swaying left and right because he's waddling.
Seymour is happily prancing to his side with a deer leg in his mouth. And as you guys walk down the trail for probably another 3 minutes or so, you can see in the sky, you can see what looks to be a plume of smoke, probably within the next 200 feet.
It's probably
as
our
you-
place. Yeah.
As you peer through the trees, you can see a small, quaint little cottage.
Weird cottage in the
Cottage?
forest. Knew it.
Not
Definitely.
sus at all.
Yeah.
This ought
Well-
to be interesting if it is what you're
So-
saying.
Be on your guard, but expect to be given a terrible job to do or something horrible. It's never going to be good. And if you go in with that expectation, can't be that bad, right?
True.
I mean, worst case scenario, she just steals your whole family and tortures them for years. But I guess
Soul,
Well, fortunate enough for me, I have no family to speak of.
Neither does he.
Did you point to me?
No, I'd say that out loud.
To who?
I just say it out loud. I don't point at anybody.
Oh. Okay. Who you talking about, Kai?
What are you talking about?
All right, let's go knock, I guess. Are your eyes still red?
Yes.
Very well. Let us
Bleak Bell
introduce
sucks.
Bleak Bell's
So-
changing everyone.
Good plan this time as well.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Bleak Bell's tight.
I'm not gonna lie. This is I love this area already. There's just so many shenanigans going on right now.
Joe loves it. Jim, not a fan.
And
So
Thor
as you
is
guys walk towards the cottage, you get a clearer view as the trees start to become a little less. They're not as compact. They're starting to spread out a little bit, and you can see outside and to the side of the cottage's front door, you can see a bunch of raised garden beds. And there's an old woman in the middle of them, currently tending to the plants that are within them. She does not seem to have noticed you all.
Am I close enough to the garden?
Yeah, if you want to approach, yes.
I want to approach and try to give like a whiff to the like flowers that are in it.
Okay. So you walk up and you notice that the garden bed is full of various herbs. Roll a nature check.
Sir Joseph Kevin.
Whoever wants to approach the garden bed and take a gander may roll a nature check.
I don't really care about the herbs, but I'll approach.
Okay. Ooh. what if that actually changed it to the 19? So Dr. Thorpe, you can see that some of these, very few of them are used in cooking. Otherwise you have no real idea what the use of these herbs would be. And same with Trina. A lot of them look like the plants that you passed as you were walking up this trail. And you kind of think to yourself, why would someone go through the trouble of growing all these when they're all over the place? Weird. But as you get closer, the old woman whose back is turned to you is currently digging in one of the garden beds and just humming a tune to herself. And she just keeps humming. Still hasn't noticed you as Dr. Thorpe comes over and starts to sniff the various plants.
Ma'am?
This is quite the display of plants. Interesting.
Do I see my toe anywhere?
No. And as she starts to pat the dirt, she stands up and turns around. Oh, my, you gave me quite the fright. I did not hear you. I did not hear you approach. Oh, my. Oh. And she sits down and starts to sort of pat her chest. Ooh, calm now, calm. And you see this woman.
Oh.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Rule 34.
What do you mean, Rule 34? It's an
Rule
old
34
woman.
this woman. Hey, man. Don't kink shame.
Hey, just because you know the rule. Unzips.
Anyway, she sits down and she continues to pat her chest and she closes her eyes and lifts her nose to the air and starts to breathe in deeply. Ooh. 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 There. Why, hello. It's not very often that I get visitation, especially from outsiders of Bleak Bell. So, I apologize in my fright at your approach. I'm Vanessa, better known in Bleak Bell as Shaggy Vanessa. What can I do you for?
We've heard of you.
Oh.
Out of curiosities, would like to meet the town's protector.
Oh, I'm anything but that. A healer, perhaps. I seek to aid those that are not able to procure proper medicinal herbs and potions from the Empire, as they can be quite expensive. And the town is not as prosperous as it would seem, especially with their pearl trade. But I do what I can here in my garden for the folk. And in return, they help me out when I need it too.
Well, Lady Vanessa, it is a pleasure to meet you. And I give her a gentleman's bow.
And she takes her walking stick, picks it up, and you can see her struggle to stand up a little bit. And as she gets her balance, she does a very, very tiny curtsy. It's almost as if she didn't do one at all, but you can tell that she was going for one. And it is a pleasure to meet you, Mr.
Dr. Thorpe.
Oh, a doctor. Well, very nice to meet you, Dr. Thorpe. And are these your friends or perhaps patients of yours?
Friends. My traveling companions.
And what are all your names, might I ask?
Trina.
Ah, Trina. Very nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
And the young boy, as she looks at Kai.
This one's Kai.
Nice to meet you, Kai. The silent type.
Yeah, I purposely don't say anything, but I do nod my head when she says his name.
And she kind of squints and goes, oh. And she turns around and walks towards one of the ends of her beds. And she uproots a small herb and starts to crush it in her fingers. Here, this will help the red of your eyes. And she holds it out for you to take and apply to your eyes. And she starts to squint more, and she goes, oh, wait. Your eyes are not dry. What? I've never seen such an unusual color for eyes. Tell me, boy, what are your parents? Are they human like you?
I'm gonna do this first before I respond.
Okay. You do get a sense of some sort of magic. You don't know where it's radiating from, but it's pretty weak. It's either weak or it's somewhat well hidden.
Faint would be.
I don't say anything, but I kind of like tug at my ears a little bit to show that I'm at least an elf.
And she's like, oh, interesting. I've never seen elves or half-elves with your colored pupils. Maybe it's a genetic defect of some sort, perhaps. Regardless, if you wish, you may apply this to the outside of your eye as a moisturizer. She looks to Trina. Maybe you, to keep your face young.
Thank you.
And then
I'll
as she
put it in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I reach out and just put it in my bag. I don't use it.
Okay. You can just put face moisturizer or something like that in your inventory. After she's done, though, she turns and looks to Three-Toe Jim. And I apologize. What is your name, young one?
I'm Jimothy Thornborough.
And her
People call
eyes
me
open
Three-Toe
wide.
Jim.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of thought you might know who.
And she looked down. Oh. You're the one that the prophecy speaks of. Yes. You're the one that is going to aid us. Yes. Very good. Very good. And she claps like a 90-year-old woman would clap. Perhaps we should go inside, have some tea and some biscuits, and I will tell you what I was told. Three-toed Jim.
You know where one of my little piggies are?
In time, in time. Let me put tea on first, and I will answer all your questions as best I can. You there, dear? And she points to Dr. Thorpe. Perhaps maybe you could grab that bushel there. And she points to one of the larger shrubs. Grab a handful of leaves and begin to crush them in between your fingers. And she starts to head towards her cottage, and as she gets closer, the door swings open, and she walks through. She did not lift a finger to do it.
Interesting.
Jim?
Right, I go to the bush and go ahead and do it as she asks.
Afraid I'm in a hag prophecy.
So,
Pleasant.
unless anyone does not go inside, as you enter, she goes to the stove and she grabs out a tinderbox and starts to light the burner. And as she finishes lighting it, she puts a kettle on and puts water inside of the kettle, of course, and then goes to one of her cupboards and takes a nice little woven basket with a cloth that's wrapped or got something wrapped around in it, brings it to the table that's in the center, places it down and unfolds it. There, have as much as you would like. And she grabs a biscuit and heads to her nice comfy chair right next to the fire, sits down and starts to nibble very slowly on the biscuit. The children love these biscuits. Sometimes they come to tell me stories of their day, and I reward them with these biscuits. But their stories have gotten so old, so boring. I long for new tales. So, Three-Toed Jim, the first thing you must do for me before I tell you everything is tell me a story, perhaps of your life, or maybe your adventure to get here. And she takes a little nibble and she smiles at you as she's chewing it.
Well,
And while you're talking, I'm going to let Rosie outside. I'll still be able to hear you, though.
okay. Well, me and my family, me plus my wife and 6 little children. We have Robbie, Peony, Benny, Lenny, twins, of course, Sophie, and Mary. A long time ago, we lived in a small underground cottage, like hobbits do. We lived outside of Fairbury in a town called Moston. I was a humble laborer working for the famous ale company. I grew the hops and the barley and helped. I was a big part of the Moston Lager, Manuel Cadam's the Moston Lager. I did that up until I met somebody named, and I'm pretty sure you know her, Rusty May. This person captured my whole family and cut off all my toes. And said she's hiding them across the entire continent, and that she'll give me my family back if I can recover my toes. and if they're not dead already. So, since then, I've been training, bulking up, and searching for any clue, and how I recently heard about Bleakbell might hold the answer to some of my secrets. So, on our way we went, met up with some new friends, and fought some shark pirates, and here we are.
Very interesting.
Did she leave the building?
She left as he
She left the building.
Sorry. And she starts to yawn. I fell asleep. It happens often, but I got most of it. You're from Marston, you say? That's far. You must be quite tired.
I am tired. Every night I get woken up by the phrase, as an everyday reminder of this debt you have. Or, as this debt you have, I will take a toe for every piggy, or take a piggy for every one of your kids and family members. I wake up every night with the image of her face.
Dr. Thorpe, if you would please put the bushels, if they're crushed up nicely and fine, into the tea kettle, and then replace it into a cooler side of the stove, and let it steep for 2 minutes before pouring us all a glass, if you would. And she points above the stove, and you can see a bunch of glassware. You can use those. This tea, Jimothy, will help to revitalize your spirits. They taste delicious, and it might help to ease your sorrows for a time. And she takes another small nibble of her biscuit. None of you are eating. Are you not hungry? Or perhaps you do not like biscuits?
Oh, I already ate today. I'm full, but thank you. I appreciate the offer.
I tried a new recipe. I knew I should have not done that. I do apologize. They're not my normal biscuits. You see, I've added garlic to try to give them a little extra spice, little extra flavor. But I realize now that I'm either in the company of vampires or you're just not in the mood for garlic. I've heard that people don't like it as much as you would think they would. Are you vampires? And she kind of looks at all of you, somewhat worried look on her face. I kid. You're obviously not. You're walking in broad daylight, after all. I miss my vital youth and wit. I was a lot funnier back then. And she continues to look at all of you. Why are there no smiles among your faces? Is my joke really that bad? And takes another nibble of her biscuit.
Sorry, I just relived the capture and torture of my entire family.
Oh!
In order to get information from you, so.
I forgot. The prophecy, of course. That is what you're here for. I'm sorry. I seem to have a very, very short memory span. Prophecy, you say?
As she's like thinking on that, I'm walking towards everybody with cups of tea.
Oh, yes, lovely. The tea's ready. And she kind of, old lady claps. It doesn't make any sounds, but you can tell she's excited. And as you bring her a glass, she starts to sip on it. I've noticed that despite what it may sound like, if you take the biscuit and dip it in the tea. It's rather lovely. Nice absorption of the liquid. And she does just that and takes a tiny nibble.
I do
So-
that as well. Kai does that and tries the biscuit.
And despite the garlic tones of the biscuit and the nice herbal flavors of the tea, it actually is quite nice.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Now, what have you all come for? I don't get visitors from Bleak Bear very often, unless they have ailments that I can remedy. But you all look perfectly healthy.
I stand up and like hold my foot out in front of her face.
Oh, I'm not very good at surgery. I don't think I can replace your toes, but I could probably fashion you fake ones out of wood if you would like.
That won't work. What about this
These
prophecy?
wounds look old, though. This is not recent. How have you been standing?
I've been doing it for a while.
Oh, perhaps there's a story behind it.
I heard you knew of this prophecy about a three-toed hobbit named Jim.
Your three-toed Jim. Oh, it's all coming together now. Yes, I remember. I read a book about you. You're
have the book?
famous. No, a child took it from me. Little rascal said he was just going to borrow it, but it's been 20 years.
20 years. 20
Yes.
years.
Why, yes, aren't you 40-something?
35.
Oh, so you were just a lad when your story came to light. You've had a lot on your plate, young man. But anyway...
Do you remember the name? There's no way. Do you remember the name of this child? Or the book?
Yes. I believe it started with a G. Gola.
Yeah, it's Garrow, isn't it? Or
Gower?
Garrow? Gower?
Gower.
Gower it was, yes. He had the book. But I have not seen that lad in quite some time, since he was a young boy. He used to come and help me with my garden. How
Wait,
is
Gower's
he doing?
from here?
Wow.
You know,
yes.
he's actually on his way.
Oh, good. I was hoping to be able to revisit with him before I pass.
So, do you remember anything about that book that you can tell me now?
What book?
I'm Three-Toed
Who
Jim.
are Three-Toed Jim? As she strokes her chin. Where have I heard that name before? Oh, you're Three-Toed Jim! Yes, of course! I have a message for you. Come close. And she holds out a hand
close.
to grab yours. And as she reaches out, like, you can see the tremors of her hand are pretty bad. They're not on par with like Parkinson's or anything, but like she's literally unable to keep her hand still while she holds out, looking to hold yours.
And I grab hers.
And as she cups it, and yes, she closes her eyes, and all of a sudden her eyes poof open and she looks at you. Three-Toed Jim, I've been waiting for you for quite some time. It took you long enough to get here.
Hmm.
This is Shaggy Vanessa speaking. I've been waiting for you. I think I have something of yours. Something you would like very, very much. Something that you hold near and dear. But tell me, which toe do you prefer? The pinky, maybe? Or the big one? Or actually, I forget which toes
I
you
have two
have.
bigs and one pinky.
Okay.
So
A pinky.
a pinky, so I have a matching claw.
Yes, I could do
It
that.
would be nice to balance it out.
And I must let you know, your children are rather splendid. They're quite good company. They're getting so big, and you're missing all of it. Oh, the sorrow. If only you were faster. But you're not, are you? No, it's taken you quite some time to find me. So,
Hold on, I'm Brady. One timeout. Is this? Did you say this is Rusty May or?
she claimed to
is,
be Shaggy Vanessa, but as you can see,
Okay.
the woman's eyes are wide, as if she's like seen a ghost, and her mouth is moving, but it's moving at a different rate than the speech.
Okay. So it's definitely wacko.
Oh yeah, it's very strange. This town of Bleakbell, very dark secrets it holds, but none are darker than me and my toe. Follow the shore to the north, you'll find a cave, and inside you'll also find what you crave. Defeat the creatures that are held within, and then your next journey will begin. Once you're done, come back to me, and I will set your children free. Good luck. You're going to need it, Jimothy. And the woman's eyes soften, and she kind of falls forward out of her chair and into your embrace.
You guys see like a tear kind of like try and make its way out of my eyes, and then it like goes back in, and you just see my face get really angry.
The biscuit and the tea that she was holding drops to the floor.
He died. Is she dead?
She is.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I checked for her wallet.
Oh my god!
Moment ruined. Moment ruined.
Do you have no respect for this old dead lady, Jim?
0. Did you see what just happened?
She looked possessed.
Did you see what just happened?
I don't think that was her.
She's one of them.
Thorpe takes another sip of the tea. He's like,
As you do, and you take a sip, there's something that sort of reaches out of the cup and touch your lip.
I look at it.
It's a worm.
Can't believe you guys ate that shit.
Yeah, seriously, after we talked about this.
You look
Hold
at the
on.
biscuits on the table, and you can see that worms are sprouting out of it. You look at the chair that the woman was sitting in, and you see that worms are starting to fall out. But then you also notice that something's changed about this house already. The wood is a lot more weathered, shows signs of aging, a lot of splintered beams. The stove is full of cobwebs. The fire, which you had heard and felt the warmth of the crackling fire, is not there, only ash. The pictures on the wall are weathered to the point that you can only make out basic shapes. And the mirror and the wash basin, the mirror is cracked and missing portions of the glass. This is not the same cabin that you walked into.
I think we
Like,
should.
literally isn't the same cab. Like, I wanna walk
It's
out
like
door.
the decoration is completely different. Like everything's completely different in terms of like what you came to see. As you walk out the door, everything is overgrown. The garden that you see is in disarray. There are weeds about, many dead plants, many dead herbs. The tree, actually, or the shrub that Dr. Thorpe had picked leaves from, is all wilted and gross, and worms are littered throughout the entire garden. And what you can see is that Dr. Thorpe didn't actually grab leaves. He grabbed a handful of worms and were crushing them in his fingers. And as you see this, Dr. Thorpe, you come to realize you see the guts and grime of the worms, the black, oozy blood that's underneath your fingernails from when you were crushing what you thought were leaves.
Interesting. And I
Would
pull
you
out
like
a
me to
handkerchief.
clean that for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I shall prestidigitate his hand.
Sorry, what were you saying about all this respect for this nice little old woman?
Okay, well, I take that back.
Oh, I was hoping to.
Well, now that you guys are filled with those worms, we'll see what that happens. Good God.
Yes, does have my curiosity. I look around, try and
Sounds
find
like
a
there's
way.
some wind.
I go over to the old lady. The
Okay.
dead old lady.
And she's currently face down on the floor.
I poke her with, like, the shaft of my axe.
And the body just moves and then stops wobbling.
Is that not what that noise is?
It did sound like it was coming from her, yeah.
I would
Dude,
like
Brady,
to...
if this is gonna be an alien situation and it's like a chest burster, that's not cool.
Why would you say that?
Now it is.
I would like
Kevin
to
wanted
search-
xenomorphs in the realm, and let there be xenomorphs.
I would like to search her person.
So as you're searching her, while she's face down, her pockets are on the front. So you flip her over, and what you see is her mummified remains. Her eye sockets are leather. The skin of her eye sockets is leathery with no eyeball. Her teeth are gone. Her earlobes are sagged. Her hair is wire thin and very sparse. Yeah, this woman has been dead for quite some time, that you can tell. All you find in her pockets is dust. Until you look into the final pocket and you pick out a picture of your family with your head ripped off of it.
I tuck that away underneath my pauldron, I suppose. I don't know. I don't have pockets. And I give a little sniffle and look back at the group and say, this was all an illusion. This woman's been dead the whole time.
Yes, seems so.
Mhm.
Well then, Jim, as I button back up my suit jacket, what's the plan then?
We're gonna go kill a cave full of monsters.
Probably talk about
Huh? What? Breaking up.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said either.
It was like, up, it, and then silence.
who? Me or Joe?
You.
Me. Okay. Worms out of you guys first.
And I walk away into a corner and try to make myself throw up.
Okay. Easy enough. You start to put your finger in the back of your throat and try to shove it as far back as you can. And as you're doing so, you gag. Finally, you are to the point where you start to puke. And as you do vomit, dozens of worms. And you can feel them as they're crawling through your esophagus as they finally come out. And at the sight of this, you continue to vomit more and more. You start to get fewer worms, and then finally you have nothing but bile coming out as you hurl.
Hi,
Kai,
you
I
next.
believe you got this problem too, buddy.
And I pull out my my little napkin and wipe my mouth. Well then, now that that's finished, who's next?
This super calm music going on in the back.
Yeah, I can't change it. I can't even stop it. Like, it's just, I can't even stop it.
It's
So I do.
some sick
Yeah,
nightmare.
this definitely does
Hilarious.
ruin the mood because I had a song, but
Some sick nightmare, Brady.
let me see if I can find it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. I certainly feel calmer. I would probably be a bit more anxious if it was like eerie music.
Yeah, that's
so.
that's the
Neat. I
That's
just
definitely the
right.
problem.
You see, my biggest mistake was a long time ago when I made this character. I didn't specify what kind of enemy took my toes and let Brady pick Hag.
Of course.
Yeah, that is
Sucks to be you.
Definitely your fault.
I was like,
Yeah.
hey, pick your favorite. Do what you want.
Brady always picks hacks.
Yeah, 'cause
They're so mean.
Mr. DJ.
perfect.
Ooh, fancy.
Very eerie.
Very.
So since I ate the stuff, I'm gonna throw up and all that, but Kai takes it like a champ.
Okay.
And he's unfazed by it.
So Kai goes to the
You
same
see
spot
tears streaming down his face.
and starts to barf, and he does not barf up worms.
Oh, I didn't barf? I didn't barf up worms?
Nope, you barf up whatever food you've eaten today. And after that,
okay.
you kind of look at it. You're unfazed by it. You just wipe your mouth and turn around.
does that mean?
Well, that's whatever this is selective. You next, Trina.
I didn't eat anything.
I look toward Kai turns around and looks towards Three-Toe Jim, and he's going to say,
We need to find that woman. She's the reason why I'm here.
Oh shit. Metal.
With that voice?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I look at him, say, "Fuck yeah."
Well, you do have my support. I am traveling with you after all.
Okay. So I assume you guys start to leave the cabin.
Yeah.
And as you're leaving, you notice that the sky has gone gray.
Oh no, was I muted? Did you hear what I said?
I did not.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so awkward. I look towards Kai. After he said that, I go, "Fuck yeah."
Does Kai have any response?
no, he just he reacts by smiling very menacingly. He has like
I
the Grinch smile. Yeah, he has the Grinch
Yeah,
smile.
I do the exact same thing back too.
Y'all doing the smile from that Truth or Dare movie?
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah,
I'm doing the smile from the Grinch, the animated Grinch.
That one I do know.
Yes, I know that one too.
Have you seen that new meme of that guy that like is trying not to smile, but his like mouth is twitching up and down really fast?
I don't think I have.
Oh,
Sounds funny though.
I'll see if I can find it.
So as you guys start to leave the cabin, you notice that the sky has gone sort of a dark gray with overcast, whereas it was sunny and clear when you had arrived with no clouds in sight. The trees around have also changed. The bark is a lot darker. The branches are a lot pointier, almost as if they're reaching out to grab you. The leaves are very barren across the trees, and you do see a lot of the places that had a bunch of foliage is now all wilted and dead.
Interesting.
This is a bit eerie, isn't it?
That face.
Yeah, that's how both Jim and Kai are looking.
The fastest thing I could find was on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm like looking around, and
That's funny.
I like squat down and like touch the grass and seeing, like looking around on the environment. Just, well then, have we been pulled somewhere else, or what has happened?
I think a hag happened.
Brady, what time is it?
It is currently 2:23.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I just saw you updated. I didn't know if it was still like that. Because I saw it had more.
I think that this is reality, and what we saw before was an illusion.
Could the rest of
It's
you
always
not?
been like this.
Yeah, could the rest of you not sense the magic?
Well, I am not one to be attuned to the arcane arts, unfortunately.
It was almost like she tried to hide it. And I felt it. As soon as I walked in.
Where was that coming from?
It was coming from back towards Bleakbell, but in the foresty area.
We go investigate that?
Yes. I start walking towards it.
Okay.
Oh, what of the deer carcass that Jim was holding?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did anything happen with that, or?
Yeah, actually. So as you go back towards the deer carcass, where you had left it, like probably at the garden or maybe at the foot of the trail. I don't remember where exactly, but you go to look at it, and it's not a deer at all. It's this long-armed creature, very long legs, a sort of bone protrusions, spikes coming out from all over. Its jaw, from what you can see, is elongated to allow it to open its mouth even wider. And it's got these really sharp, jagged teeth, and it's got 2 rows of them. You can see the large gash in its side from where Kai had sliced it with his sword. And you can see where his leg has been snapped in half. And Seymour is looking at it and sniffing it. And he looks to you, Jim.
That's okay, buddy. Come here.
And he comes and sort of cuddles you, and you can feel him shivering.
Pat his head and then grab some. Did you hear my dog just now?
I don't think I did,
She
no.
just whined. I grab like some jerky or whatever ration I have and give him that instead.
And he puts it in his mouth and he chews, but then he spits it out.
Is it also shit?
No, it's fine.
He's just stressed.
Yes.
Just stay by my side, buddy. It's okay. Well, let's go find that laughing. Also, what the fuck, guys? We might actually need the Inquisition's help on this one.
I'm actually curious on why he's here now. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Perhaps we should go back and make sure he's okay then. I'll take that as a yes then.
We
I
should
mean-
see what that laughing was.
Yeah, well, we'll probably run into whatever was laughing on the way back to town. I highly doubt it's just gonna leave us alone.
Yeah. Very well. And try and straighten up my jacket in cuffs and like, let us head back then.
Okay. So you all set out on your way back. It's a couple thousand feet away. Only takes, like 5-ish minutes to get back to town. But as you get back to where the trail meets the main road, there you see in her mummified form. You're running late for your reunion. Time is of the essence, Jim. Time is of the essence. And as she finishes that, she starts walking towards you and slowly vanishes from sight.
I do the Arthur fist clinch.
As you guys are getting back in town, you remember the roads not being lively, but there were people. There's no one to be seen. You look at the chimneys that had previously had smoke barreling out of them, and they are barren. You look, and many of the houses have shattered windows, overgrown gardens, almost as if this place has been a ghost town for a very, very long time. You do not see, based on your current location, any sign of life in Bleakbell.
Guys, we have to get to the
People
dogs.
we met.
They should know.
Indeed. I look at and I'm like, hold on. Look inside the bag of ingredients that I got earlier. Well then, and I show Trina. Guess what I have?
I dump out those spices I bought too.
Also worms.
I throw the bag away.
That bitch owes us gold.
Indeed, she does.
I guess that means no pearl for Kai.
We need to find our Inquisition friend. Forgot where he is.
I think he's in the hotel somewhere, right? Where we were?
He walked around the town when we were leaving town.
Well, one can only hope that he's alive. I guess we'll try to walk around and see if he's in town somewhere.
Guys, if Gower's connected to this black magic of the hags, and he's one of the leaders of the Inquisition.
But why would they send a fresh meat, as I would say, to hostile territory?
That's the thing, I don't think it's hostile. I think
But he does seem just as clueless as we would.
he may be.
Only one way.
I'm
is
worried
to-
about is it's not the will of the gods that's driving them. It's the will of the hags. If Gower grew up around this person, this Shaggy Vanessa, and got books about prophecies from her, there might be some hidden agenda disguised as religious fanaticism.
Yeah. I wonder what prophecy he read about that freaked him out so much to turn an entire country against magic users.
Or how many prophecies he went through.
True.
Or he's under their bidding. Might not be his choice at all. He could be a tool.
True.
By the
I
way,
think we will have conflict with him, whether we try or not to avoid him.
Agreed.
so are you saying that there may be a lot of different scenarios that could possibly lead us to him regardless?
You are
Yes.
not welcome.
Bit of a time paradox.
I have to get that book.
All right. Well, Jim.
But first things first, we have to take out this cave full of monsters.
Cave full of monsters. You sure that's not just a trap just like we just ran into just then?
Whether it's a trap or not, I have to go.
All right.
I'll do it alone if I have to.
And that is ill-advised.
Luckily, Jim, you don't.
You know, I'll owe you guys forever if you guys help me out with this.
I unbutton my jacket and take it off and fold it up nicely, put it in my bag, and then just roll up my sleeves. Well, it looks like we have a fight ahead of us, don't we?
You hear the bushes nearby rustle.
I say my magic words. Hello, Clarice. And just summon the reflections.
And as you're looking, you can hear the bushes rustling as something is creeping closer and closer to the road. And after a couple moments of staring and arming yourselves, you see a celestial-looking fox come out of the bushes, with it a pendant in its mouth. And as it comes forward, it goes to you, Jim, and it drops this pendant at your feet.
Well, hello, who might you be? And
I cannot mimic your voice, but the fox looks at you and speaks in the tone of Cassiel. Cassiel, that is who I am. But you may call me foe. It would seem that with my passing, some of my soul energy was trapped within this pendant that I carried around, given by the Archangel of Judgment. I can see that you mean well for this world. I can see that you want to fight the evils that I was unable to. With that, I have summoned the last bit of my energy to summon foe one more time and deliver this pendant to you, as I believe you will make more use of it than Lloyd, who does not seem to be at all interested in utilizing foe's properties.
I will wear this with honor, Cassiel.
And
We
the
miss
rest
you,
of
Cass.
you, I miss you as well. But the afterlife's not that bad, honestly. Fading. Farewell, and good luck in your endeavors. And Jim, I hope and pray that you find and rescue your family.
Thank you.
And the voice fades. You can feel the presence of Cassiel fade as well. And you see Foe sit there in front of you and look at Seymour. And you can see that they are essentially bonding in some way. Seymour kind of like looks puzzled. Looks up at you for a second, Jim, and then looks back and goes into a puppy bow. And as he does that, foe sort of twirls around and jumps in space and then jumps towards Seymour. And as he's about to connect, disappears. And Seymour's like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Looking around and sniffing the ground. And after he realizes he's just gone, he kind of whimpers.
I wonder where that little fox went. Little foe. I pick up the pendant.
And I will add it to your character sheet real quick.
And as I pick it up, I'm like, Lloyd's gonna be pissed.
Thor picks up the pendant and is like, I might have to do some research on it.
Forever.
For the purposes of reasoning, you are automatically attuned to it.
Okay. I'll take that. So can I summon foe?
Yeah.
Cool.
And summon foe you do. Foe, you watch his wisp exit the pendant and sort of like hover for a moment above the ground before forming with a sort of flash of light, and foe is there before you.
Cool. Thanks, Brady.
You're welcome.
So, have you guys seen what is special about this guy, or do I just know?
Cassiel or foe?
Does Jim know what this pendant does?
I will say
Or
yes. Foe. Cassiel essentially transfers the knowledge to you, so it's almost as if you've always had it.
Cool. I just didn't know if we wanted to roleplay what it did or not, but since we already all know, say, wow, that was an Oh wait, is it worms? Is it worms?
No.
This is real, right, guys?
Check it.
Based on everybody else's perceptions, yes, it is real.
We gotta find Lloyd, and God, what is going on?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
Indeed.
We should try and find the Inquisitor guy. See his state. That'll tell us a lot. Or we're in the town right now, right?
Yeah, you guys
Or
are on
just-
the outskirts.
Do we see the cargo ship that brought us here?
As you look over, you do not see any sails.
It's midday, right? So
You believe so, yes. You don't see any sun. It's a gray sky. But based on what it was when you got to the old woman's cottage, yes, it is midday.
well, guys, what do you think? We should go and see the state of the Inquisitor, or should we just go to the cave?
Definitely. I think we should go check on the Inquisitor and Lloyd, and then if they're okay, give them a heads up, see if the Inquisitor will join us, and then go to the cave.
Okay. I like that plan. Seymour, stay close.
Roof.
Very well. I guess well, I'm gonna start looking around town with my hand on the hilt of my blade, and the reflections like following me around.
All right, easy enough. Do you guys go to... Where do you go to first? Do you go back to the inn to find Lloyd, or do you search around town for the Inquisitor?
I forgot he was just around town. Let's go to Lloyd first, because we know where
Yeah.
he's at.
Let's go to the inn, yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, with every step, you can feel the mud, like, sort of sink in with the weight of your feet. And when you pick up, there's a trail of worms that follow. The mud that's caked around your shoes still contain worms that are squirming and falling off with every step. As you start to get towards the inn, you can hear the laughter of children coming from the alleyway. You can hear the cries of various animals coming from the alleyway.
What's going on here?
You go to investigate?
I kind of want to. Or should we just go to Lloyd first?
I want to investigate.
Okay.
Investigate it is.
You head over to the location where you had previously met those children. And as you turn the corner and look down the alleyway, you see bones littered throughout this location. You see holes that have been dug up. And most importantly, you can see a skull of a small child that's sitting in the middle of all of this, in pretty pristine condition, but it's almost as if somebody cleared out this one spot just for that skull, and it's currently looking at you guys. Hello? Hello? Can you help me?
Oh my god. Brady?
So the skull is talking?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, so, okay, so the only thing there is the skull. Kai goes towards the skull.
Alright. Demon Kai heads over. Kai? Hello, Kai? Hello?
Hello.
You're
I
not
can't
Kai.
I can't seem to remember your name.
Bro.
Kai wasn't
Is
dressed
that
in
you?
flames.
Flames. And I kind of like look at myself a little bit.
And from your perspective, as well as those of your party members, you look normal. The only thing different about you right now is that your eyes are red instead of the brown color they were before. You're not Kai.
It's
You're hurting
Trina.
me. You're hurting me. It's too hot. You're hurting me. Stop! 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 And then silence. And as you look at it again, Kai, the skull cracks and falls apart.
I just shrugged his shoulders and walked off.
Wasting time, wasting time. From the other side of the alleyway, the mummified remains of that woman yet again pop in. You all are much too curious for my games. Much too curious. I should litter more clues for you. Could be fun, could be deadly. And she walks to the other side of the alleyway out of your sight. Towards the inn.
Guess we gotta hurry.
Hand still on my sheath. I walk towards the inn.
Okay. As you guys get to the inn, all the windows are shattered. Part of the roof is missing, almost as if a large chunk of it was like ripped off. The front door is hanging barely on the little rivets that keep it in place.
Of course. And I yell out to Lloyd. Lloyd!
And as you yell out to Lloyd, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh.
I'm glad you switched music.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Definitely put me more in the creepy mindset.
My man Lloyd is not there. I'm sensing it.
We will find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Will they find Lloyd? Will he be riddled in worms?
Oh yeah.
Did Jeff quit?
No, he's just he's at a hotel right now that has really shitty internet.
I'll tell you what, that'd be the most badass way to go out. Not tell anybody but the DM and then just be dead.
The character he's been playing for damn near 4 years finally dies because he's just done.
Why does he refuse to make another character?
I don't know.
I think he just likes that character. He knows how to
Yeah.
play wizard really well.
It's safe.
It is safe.
Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to be able to be at next session, guys.
Oh.
I'm gonna be late to next session, so.
What we can do then, because I mean this is technically Jim's like backstory arc, is next session we could do PvP battle.
Hey.
Ooh.
So we can all make a character or use the character you're currently using. We'll probably do level 10, and yeah, we'll just do a nice battle session. It'll be like a battle royale kind of thing. We'll roll dice to see where you start in the arena and go from there. I will make a character.
Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I will make a character as well. And yeah, we'll just have fun with that.
Pervy paladin alert. Pervy paladin. I think I will.
Yeah, my Sounders season tickets are starting to kick in now that they're all open.
Oh. So do they only play on
23rd.
Wednesdays?
No, just a couple of them.
Okay.
So,
Because if we need to, if you give me enough heads up, we can also change the session times to like Tuesdays. If
That
that
would-
works for everybody.
so just coming up, there's a 23rd, which is next week. And then on the 7th.
Okay,
of
so next week
July.
and 2 weeks from then.
And then the next one's in August. So, I mean, it's not very many, but it kind of also is in like a month. It's like, what, 6? Between now and then, it's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
It's 6 weeks, and 3 of them I won't be able to attend, so. I'm fine with Wednesdays every other day. If you guys want to switch to a Tuesday or Thursday, I'm totally fine with that. It's
Yeah.
up to you guys.
Thursday I doubt I could do. But I could do a Tuesday for sure. I could even do Monday. But I'd prefer not to.
I'd prefer not
we
to
used
do
to do
Monday.
Mondays, and I know you didn't like doing that.
Yeah, because the weekend I don't have the time to prep because we're always doing some shit.
I should be
Oh.
good on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah,
It don't have
I'm
to
good
be
on
every
Tuesday at the
day.
same time.
Okay. So if that's the case, we can do next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, and we'll just continue the story.
Oh, you guys are so accommodating. This is a really accommodating group.
It's
I don't know.
lovely.
You
Yeah.
guys are you guys are so spoiled. You have no idea, but you're also spoiled by yourselves. Getting a D&D like time is almost impossible with any other group.
Yeah, that's
month.
That's kind of what's going on with the campaign that the other campaign I'm in. But like with them, we got people who are from who are on UK time, so it's like we gotta really
that's super
accommodate for
tough.
them.
That is
Yeah.
The first group I was in, we had I think 9 PCs going, and we played once a month, and nobody could fucking get it together to like, and for some reason the DM had to have everybody there every time. It was a mess.
Huh.
It was great because it was my first time, but I realized how much better. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely thankful for the group. You guys, it's wonderful.
When we would miss a session after like a month, like when the plans fell through when you're only playing once a month.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was
dick.
so sad.
I would forget like what's going on.
Yeah,
Like
that's what
I'd have to have a massive
happened.
recap every time.
And then of course when we'd play for 8 hours or more because we only
you've
play
got
once
so
a
much
month.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you have stories like this going on. Why do I want to miss?
Exactly. Yeah, this is good.
It's intense.
That's why I was like, this is a good time to let what's his face guy get possessed real quick. I was like, why not?
Are you using Morphox or a different one?
Let me look at it. It's called Voice Mod, I think. Yeah, Voice
okay,
Mod.
yeah, voice mod. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I ended up paying for it just to have it.
There
It was
you
like
go.
on sale for like $15. So I was like, I might as well.
It's not bad. I've heard it's got good ones. The bad thing about the free version is that the 5 voices you get are on like a weekly rotation.
Yeah, they're on rotation. Yeah, so they got a bunch. Like they got a lot.
You might have
So
to
I was
let
actually
me
having
look
a
at
hard
it.
time. I was actually
Maybe
having a
I'll
hard time
get
figuring
it.
out what I wanted to do Kai's voice as actually.
That was pretty good if you're going for demonic.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
agreed.
so no pervy paladin. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, we could do the PvP, but I'm almost certain that Jeff would be like, "Yeah, I'll pass." So we'll just do normal.
Yeah.
But what I would
Hopefully Jeff
recommend
doesn't get
is I
pissed,
would recommend going ahead and making a level 10 character that you would use in PvP, because if we have like a session where suddenly someone's just like, last minute, hey, can't make it, depending on where the story is, I would like the option to be able to just be like, I guess we'll just do a battle arena today, guys, instead of having to be like, let's spend the whole session trying to dilly-dally getting to the main plot point or doing something completely random. So
All right, let me
Yeah, that's a good idea.
turn off my stream real quick. Hold
yeah,
on.
I'm gonna turn my
I think that
stream
evil
off, so I'll be
character I
right
made
back.
was 10. I have to check though.
Yeah, the one shot you guys did, they were level 10, so you could just use
I think I'll just use my evil because we didn't get to do a lot of magic and fighting and well, I mean we did some fighting, I guess.
yeah, you almost died.
That's true.
I would say that's some
But that
fighting.
wasn't me fighting. That was me trying to defend myself and run, and then I got gutted. So.
Yeah, true. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so thanks everyone for coming out. Hopefully you had a good time. Yeah, next session, instead of playing on Wednesday like normal, we'll actually be playing on Tuesday. So, yeah, I don't think, I mean, no one's around, but we'll be playing on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So until we see you then.